happened yesterday, the Chica live. Yeah. So another influencer, this one in Canada, basically had, you know, she got like so less of a serious thing than us. That's so crazy. It's 5 people, and then they broke, I guess, like they gained access to her front door, and then they took her car keys and everything like that. So it's like a lot of armed burglary of influencers.
You doing camera?
Yeah. Today, it's like these are clustering kind of copycats or something like that.
You're frogging?
But
oh, you weren't gonna hold this?
Yeah, like with the full footage, it's like it's hard to think it was staged because this is like a multi-hour long thing.
I don't know where the selfie stick went. So we need to find that for the rodeo.
You know,
But
I have a camera that records that license plate, and then it was like there's one car that passed by 11 times in the 90 minutes preceding this.
Oh my gosh.
Right, we give all this info to the cops and stuff like that, but it was just like all that means like if you're staging something, you're not like actually recreating the whole thing, you know. So. But that's cool. Hey, so we got cleared that we can talk about basically anything that we want about.
Okay.
Because all 4 are arrested and we can even say that.
Okay.
Charged
well,
also.
It's not me that's allowed to say it. All right.
Okay.
Joe?
Where are we starting?
Probably Joe.
Hello, bud. Hey.
Jeremy.
Nice to meet you.
Mind if I get my phone?
Is it like a little clippy one to the collar?
Yeah, just put it on.
Yes, can you connect me to Joe, please?
Hey Charlie, we're ready to go.
Oh, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Call
Awesome, sounds good. Of course. All right, bye-bye.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe you could help us out. My name is James in Houston, with the live chat out here. They're getting mic'd up right now, but as far as the shots, it's but I know I spoke with Joe and he was like,
Who's touching us? It's me.
Hello. You can just leave it outside. That's fine. By the gate, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Put this back here. Could you go out? Just make sure it's not. I don't think it's significant. Just Amazon being overly careful. Yeah.
Hey Nick, you know how we were talking about the names we heard on the footage?
Yes.
Look at the name.
Oh shit.
We were right about
Where
one.
did this come from?
I just got it in the email. Ammo cosplay.
Oh, mute stream real fast, I guess. And then text me. That's interesting.
Mind if I get a microphone on?
Yeah, absolutely. Wherever works. Clip it on right here.
Yeah. Here, which one do you need? Do this one.
It should. Yeah, easy.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. You send me the names.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess just have them watch it, because as we move to the house, sometimes it like switches the mesh networks.
Oh, okay.
Like as we go across the property. So there might be like
Yes, that's it.
a second or two of latency of minutes.
And you want to do double or single first?
Was that sent to you, or how did you get that?
Her email.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I was just letting the rest of the team know. Because they were like, we think that's it.
Then your husband?
I can take it. Sure. Put this right here.
Gotcha.
And Jeremy, you know that we're doing this like a lot now, right? Just so we're ready for that.
Yes.
Got it.
We'll have bigger monitors so you can see. Flips.
And hey, Jeremy, can you go in a little tighter to kind of lose her like knees, right? So it's like more like a waist up shot. There you go. All right, hey, I'm gonna hang up on the phone because I can just help you on the line and something, right? You can hear me now.
If you hang up, she can't hear you.
Oh, she won't be able to hear me.
No.
All right, so let me turn this down. And I'm gonna, yeah, so we're good here. All right.
So he's doing it, or
And then
You'll be able to speak to him on the phone. Just keep your eyes on the lens there.
So Caitlin, how this will work is you look right into the lens, just like you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not live, we're taping this, right? So
Gotcha. No worries.
you don't have to sound nervous, we're gonna edit this anyways. You'll just look right into the lens, and it'll look like we're kind
what I do for a living. I'm used to it.
And Jeremy, just check your focus if you would like.
Sharp as it can be.
How's that, Steven?
Okay. And we're rolling in the number back there, it sounds like. Yeah, okay. That looks good, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Caitlin, can you first just say and spell your first and last name for us, please?
Sure. It's Caitlin, Kaitlyn, and Siragusa, Siragusa.
Great, great. So Caitlin, gosh, number one, we're so sorry this happened to you, and we're so happy that you're doing okay. But first of all, I know you suffered some serious injuries from this. How are you doing right now?
I'm recovering well. Luckily, I was able to defend myself, so I lessened the blows of the pistol whipping, but like my hand is still a little bit sore whenever I was at the rodeo and I was walking with my nephews, and so holding hands definitely still hurts. But at least I can move it, you know, it's not as swollen as it used to be. And my head actually with the laceration is scabbing over, so it only hurts when I'm laying on it or if I brush it accidentally. But other than that though, I feel pretty good. Thank God, right?
I mean, these people came into your home, and we're gonna get into all of that. These people came into your home, they pistol whipped you multiple times. This had to be terrifying.
Yeah, it was scary. I actually thought I was going to die, but I think only an act of God could have like prevented that outcome, and I'm very grateful to still be here for sure. But yeah, my life was literally flashing before my eyes, and it kept beating me, and I had blood streaming down my face and my hands. Like I still have the blood on my wall where I stabilized myself going downstairs. But yeah, it was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I didn't even feel like it was real at the time. I thought I was in one of those bad nightmares, but once I started getting, seeing the blood on my hand, I was like, well, okay, this is real. That doesn't happen usually.
Right. This has to be a targeted attack, would you agree?
I think definitely it was, because they were asking me very specific questions related to like what I had posted on Twitter. You know, I shared like my crypto investments, just being a part of the conversation online, and they were asking me where's the crypto. So I think if it wasn't targeted, they would have just tried to take regular valuables like watches or like my cars or computers, anything. But they were very much after crypto specifically.
So let's walk through how this all went down. You're sort of heading out, you're getting ready for bed, and you hear a loud bang. What happened next?
Yeah, like I was actually, I just laid down in bed, and the two loud bangs came from what's like below my bedrooms. I'm on the second floor, and so I called my husband, who was in the building across the driveway. It's like his man cave over there, and I told him that I heard some loud noises. Did he hear that? He didn't hear that, but he thought, oh, it's probably just the dogs. Since our golden retriever and border collie actually like sleep on the patio beneath my master, and they like to jump on the table and stuff. So he didn't think much of it, but I know my dogs and didn't sound like dogs. So I told him I was gonna lock the door to my bedroom and the balcony doors too. And I was like, if you're coming in, call me so that I'll come unlock it for you. And he said, okay. A few minutes later, after I tried to go back to sleep, I heard even louder bangs at my actual bedroom door. And so I called him and I asked if he was trying to come in, and he said no. I'm like, well, somebody is. And then they started shooting at my door, and they kicked it open. And in the darkness, I saw three guys come into my bedroom. They turned on the lights, and then they were pointing the gun at my head, screaming at me to stand up. And that's when they cornered me and asked me where the crypto was repeatedly. And when I told them that I don't know how to get in that, because it's digital, I was very confused. They took the gun and they said, hit her. And they started pistol whipping me about 3 times while I was sitting in a chair in the corner of my room, surrounded. And I just kept bleeding. But luckily, I was able to put my hands up. I'd taken boxing lessons actually a couple years ago. And so I'm kind of like, I guess, in some way experienced with defending myself in hostile situations from that training, luckily. But yeah, it was probably the most painful thing that I've ever had. and it's only a miracle that I was able to think clearly enough to know that if this keeps happening to me, I'm going to die. So I have to change what I'm doing and just pretend I know where crypto is. And that's when I had the idea to leave them over to my husband. And he was actually on the speakerphone still this entire time, because I had called him when I was hearing the banging at my door. And I think that's how he was able to just stay prepared, because he does have firearms up there. But yeah.
I mean, and I want you to keep going, but I want to jump in for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You really had some quick thinking, right? I mean, when they bust down to your door, what went through your mind?
I thought I was in a nightmare still, because I have this nightmare since I was a kid that like my house is being invaded, and people are chasing me, always like random mysterious figures, never really a face attached. So I thought I was like dreaming still, but yeah, this time it was for real, and it's terrifying.
How did you have the thought, like, okay, wait, I can trick these guys, I'm gonna tell them I'll lead them to the crypto, but really I'm leading them to my husband?
Well, I don't mean to sound like our president, but the low IQ individual was really coming out of their mouth when they kept saying, "Give us the crypto." 'Cause it's like I wish I could. I don't even have Coinbase on my phone, my guy. So I felt like they were pretty easy to mislead. But yeah, I didn't know what else to do really, because I do have a gun in my room, but when there's 3 against 1, I don't like the odds of like reaching underneath to get it.
Oh my gosh, so all this time, your husband's listening, you're thinking, geez, I hope he's listening, because I'm leading these guys right to him.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very thankful that he had his preparations over in his man cave already, so he was able to do some quick thinking also.
Who were these guys? Who do you think they were?
I have no idea. Yeah, just random people.
Young guys, old guys? What do you think?
It turns out they're fairly young, because they have arrested all 4 of them now. So fairly young, I think, like probably all under 25.
Yeah, it's funny because you're confusing over giving you the crypto is sort of my initial reaction. What? How do you do that? Like, what's going on here? So they thought maybe you were gonna like log into your account and transfer something?
Yeah, I think they thought that was an option, because they had me unlock my phone and take my phone from me. And they hadn't ended the call yet at that point, so they weren't really paying attention because they didn't see the app, so they just kept asking me, because I think they wanted me to produce some kind of like cold storage flash drive. But yeah, I wouldn't keep that in my room, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you touched on it, but this was some really good thinking, but it's also very scary. Did you think this is the end? Did you think you were gonna die?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, they literally like cocked the gun and was holding it to the side of my head. So yeah, I felt like I was gonna die. And after 3 hits, I don't know how much more I could have taken, because I didn't sustain a concussion, luckily, because I was like holding my fists up in self-defense, and it didn't hit the part of my head that would cause that. But yeah, I'm very thankful to still be here for sure.
Oh my god! And now your husband's there too as well.
Yes.
And remind me his name. I'm so sorry.
Nick, his name is Nick.
Can we have Nick come in next to you?
Sure.
Sit down next to you, and we'll light him up.
Nick's already mic'd up.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
I'll light out it too. School, was it? A little bit more Nick?
Okay.
Yeah, keep it.
That's good.
Yes. You good with this framing?
Yeah, I would just go in a little tighter, guys, and kind of lose their like hands on their laps. You know what I mean?
No problem.
Sit tight, get it. And so, hey, Nick, you're gonna also look right through the lens, just like we're doing now. And it's not live; you're taping, so you can repeat yourself, or if you don't like the answer, you can redo it.
Can I look at him when he's talking, or do you want me to just?
Yeah, whatever seems natural. You're looking into the lens, looking at whatever. So Nick, and hey, Nick, can you say your name, please?
Yeah, it's NICK and then that's first name, last name is Lee, L-E-E.
Okay. Why does it seems out of focus now, guys? It looks like the,
Yeah, there's weird autofocus going on.
yeah, it's like an autofocus.
Sit on the pillow.
Because the deter's on the lower part
I
of
don't
the
know
thing.
why. I think I'm just heavier and I'm sinking into
Yeah.
the.
There you go. That's it. Alright.
Mark Zuckerberg, congressional here.
Is that taller than me now?
Yes.
Actually, I sit up.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
Okay, so autofocus is what it's on. Okay, so Nick, you get this call from your wife, and what do you hear on the other line?
So the first call I got, because probably over the last 6 months, she's had me check out a couple of noises, right? First call, I thought it was just standard, standard stuff. I'll go check. Maybe it's a possum, maybe it's one of the dogs. There's a lot of wildlife around. But even on that call, I realized there's kind of a little bit of difference to this, because never before had she asked me to check on a sound, but then also took the precaution of locking the master bedroom door and all the kind of window balcony stuff. Like, she mentioned she was going to do that and that I should call her when I was ready to kind of gain access to the bedroom. And so for me, that had never happened, and so there was like a level of, okay, she's at least as serious as I've seen in asking me to check this sound. And I was literally in the middle of using the bathroom, and so I told her, I'll be right there when I finish. 2 minutes later, thereabouts, I got a second call, and she was very frantic, and like even before she said it, it was like you could hear a loud bang. Like there was no mistaking that there was someone at her, at the door of the bedroom, right? Like there's no like rational explanation for the just loud banging noises in like rhythm as they, I guess, kick the door or try to kick the door.
So you get that second call from your wife.
Jacob, can you just silence
breaking
me?
down the door. What do you hear them say? What do you hear on the other line?
So at that moment, before they came into the room, I don't think I heard any words, but there was a loud crash. Just so she was frantic after I heard the banging, and then like before there was any actual like worded response between us, you hear a loud crash that had to be the door coming in or coming down or being kicked open, and pretty much immediately then the voices started. At first, I guess they're further away, and like luckily for us, there's like a winding hall even after you get to the bedroom door, because it like kind of splits off at like going one way. After you go in that door, you go to the master bath, and then going the other way, you go to the bedroom, and there's quite a winding hallway there. But basically, they kind of just went directly into her bedroom, and then the voices started getting clearer, and then she was clearly, kind of in a heightened emotional state, as you can imagine. And then they got close to her, and then I could hear them ask, same thing that she heard. Basically, I heard them literally ask about the crypto, and just for her to show them where it was, and they used a bunch of like kind of lines like you would hear in a movie, like don't make us do this, just trying to demonstrate that they, meant business, which to me was already readily apparent, because they fired bullets into the door. And I'm assuming they don't know the layout well enough, and so, if the bed is behind the door, those bullets went through, right? So it's like, I feel like, these aren't just, guns to use as leverage. These are guns that they're comfortable just firing. Yeah.
Right. So you basically think my wife's in trouble. I gotta act here. What did you do next?
So, I guess I'll you guys can kind of direct me on this, because I'll be kind of just real blunt. That second call, I had literally just, took a shit. like I was already sitting on the toilet, using the bathroom, and basically, at that moment, I was like, all right, I have to act now. Like, I don't know why, but like in that moment, there wasn't really a decision tree. It was just kind of a linear thought of like, I need to, get my gun and then get over there, as fast as possible, right? And so I pulled up my boxer briefs, and I didn't even wipe, and I ran out the bathroom, and then I have this, way of securing the guns that requires, code, and so I typed that in there, and it's like, it's funny because like now when I go there, I have to pause and like, remember the code. But that day, like, with the adrenaline that high, I was surprised. It's just all muscle memory, right? Opened the thing, got the gun, and unfortunately, I guess it's training rounds in there because I'll take it to the range every so often to stay stay comfortable with it. But like, I hadn't put any hollow points or anything, so it was suboptimal there. But luckily, I'm kind of an over-preparer, and so I had like a full, vest for the torso, but it was like a plate carrier essentially. It's rated for pretty high caliber rifles even. And so I literally just, it's like it goes on like a pullover sweater essentially, and so I just slip it on, and then I'm, one phone in one hand, and then gun in the other. I'm running downstairs. I run across the gym area, and then I get to the door of that second structure in our house. That's not the same structure as where the master bedroom was. And as my hand touches the door, I realize that she is, taking them, convincing them to go somewhere, right? Because the speakerphone's still going. And so I stopped because, the dynamic has changed a little bit, whereas before I knew they were in the master, and while the odds of a 3 versus 1 are pretty terrible, it was presumed that if, I knew where they were and I could probably get the jump on them a little bit. But once they started moving, then it becomes like, there's 3 guys, they're moving through the house, I need more information at this point. Otherwise, I'm just kind of running into a situation. If they split off, and so I looked on, we already had cameras laced all over. There were the Google ones at the time, which there's like a little delay on your phone. And so I knew approximately where they were, but not like exactly to any extent. And so they were moving through the house, and I couldn't ascertain like where in the house they were at that time, because if there's the big difference between a 5 and a 30-second delay. And so
I want to jump in for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you realize your wife was leading them right to you?
Pretty much right when I got to the door of that other structure, and I was about to open it, and if I opened it, it'd be a straight shot to across the driveway to the other building, the main house. Yeah.
So she opens the door. These guys are following her, and you direct her to hit the ground or what?
Oh no. There's a little bit more to it. So they're she's leading them to the house, and basically I could tell like they're making their way downstairs, and in my mind, I was like, at first I was like, well, where is she taking them, right? And then I realized this is like a huge opportunity because I guess she knows I was still on speakerphone with her, so this is like information she's like telegraphing to me basically, right? And it's like, in our structure, on our property, that second structure that I was in, the panic room is in there too. And the reason for that is because me and her both kind of work out of there. And so we always think, and we work long hours, so we always figured that like, we spend more time on that side of the property than here. And so that's, where the panic room went. Big safe with 10-inch plated, steel and all that. And
Hey, real quick, I just want to only because this story is wildly interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to get to that moment where she gets into that second structure, only because we have a deadline and we got.
Sure. Okay.
So tell us about that moment where she leads them to you and she swings the door open.
Yeah, so basically I know where she's going, because whether she's going to the safe room or to me, it's the same building. That's that's kind of what I was getting at. And so she, so at this point, I literally realized that I need to prepare because the engagement is going to happen there, and I just needed to choose the spot that was most advantageous to do so because it's 3 armed men. And so she's leading them across the driveway, and then I'm basically, cranking up the lights in the gym area, and then closing all the lights along the stairwell, and then camped out, kind of on the stairwell, from I guess looking down view, right? And then they come in, and then things just move really fast. Luckily, she came into line of sight first, and then she crossed that threshold, and then I yelled, "Get down!" And then she kind of hugs the, I guess from her vantage point, the right side wall. And then at that point, the guys, whether they heard a voice or they're, she's ducking or whatever, they kind of rush up into view. And so they kind of line up so only one of them is like in line of sight. And that's, that worked out because I only really had the ability to focus on one with, that much adrenaline and everything going anyways. And so his buddies were kind of lined up behind him. And I saw him kind of start to bring his gun to bear, swinging his arm. And then he yells something at me, and I have no idea. I don't remember, the adrenaline was too high. I wasn't hearing anything. And then I fire, later on it's, I guess, 3 shots is what we figured out, but I only remember firing 2. And then everything was kind of in a interesting state because I fired the gun. I know it was loud, but to me, there was no sound. It was just kind of, yeah.
Yeah. And then Caitlin, so look, when you were leading these guys to the other building, were you thinking, oh boy, I hope Nick's waiting on the other end?
Yeah, I was. I was like, well, it's like I called him, I gave him full out warning. Hopefully he gets cameras on his phone. Hopefully he's smart enough to figure it out, and he was. So that's good. Yeah.
And you bust open the door, Caitlin, and what do you see next?
Oh, you mean when I got over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I got into the building, I was running upstairs, and he was at the top of the stairwell and had opened the door, had his gun out, and he told me to get down, and I was already gonna do it myself because I'm not about to be in the way. So I just leaned against the side of the wall, and then I do remember 3 shots. He says he can't hear anything, but my ears were ringing. They were loud, and we actually have the bullet marks still in that hallway. If you guys want to look at them later, and it's really a miracle that I'm here even from that because his aim is better, than it used to be for sure. But the bullet was literally has the mark on the step that I was, on, and it's inches away from my body, where I was against the wall. So I got super lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys really you guys were a great team here.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think that was a bullet. Well, it was from the bullet, but it wasn't a direct impact. That's from the one that, one of them fragments, I guess, when they hit.
Well, fragments can still hurt. So.
Yeah. And so you see one of them is bullet confetti, just kind of metal, kind of all on the walls, on stairs even.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering now, Jeremy, can you have, I know we're in the main house right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can we have, starting with Caitlin, kind of show us where she was in her room, so still look to camera, you can do this handheld, Jeremy, and she can kind of do a show and tell along the top kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm standing here, she's gonna still look at the camera, kind of help. I'm here, if you move around and stuff, they can kind of direct you. We'll have to do the same thing with Nick and the other structure that he's done here.
Okay.
Yes, you can grab that.
Nick, was that your phone over there?
Yeah.
I've got it on my
Yeah.
pocket because it keeps going off.
Is it a call or
Calls, text. I think. I just feel it vibrating.
Sure.
upstairs first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whenever. Give me 1 minute, patched up. Yeah. You still on speaker?
Yeah, also down.
Okay.
The door actually got fixed. You can still see like the bullet hole in it. Right there, one of them. And there was like more in the wall, we just had it.
Jacob has
Right,
the
it was
pictures
right,
he can send y'all later.
Yeah, yeah, it was right after, yeah. It was like the hallway that we came through. At first they were looking in the bathroom because I guess they don't look the layout very well. And the lights were all kind of off like this. And then they came over here and turned my light on. And I was laying in bed right here. And that's when they told me like, stand up. And so I come over here because all three of them kind of coming towards me and with the guns pointed at me. And so I'm just like sitting here while they're surrounding me. One of the guys is in the closet looking for valuables. I turned my Rolex box over, but
Hey, Steven, what's
Yes.
up?
The feed froze for a sec, so I think because you guys were moving around.
oh, okay. Do we need to redo it?
So why don't we stand by?
Sure.
Let it hang on, let me get, why don't you go grab Joe and just say, yeah, hang on, Jeremy.
Let me check the Wi-Fi.
Probably Wi-Fi.
Hang on a sec. Yeah. So, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Stop the feed, Jeremy, and stop your feed, just shoot this, and then we'll feed it after here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, got it.
Because it was breaking up, and I don't want to mess that up.
Did you see the bullet hole in the door?
And
We
I'll
have to.
what to do. You know, you can continue to look into the lens and that whole thing.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Let me bring this downstairs.
You like FaceTime or something. Do you have to redo it, or was it already recording on here?
I don't know. It probably was rolling on it. Hello?
Hey Jeremy, it's Lauren from Inside Edition.
Hi, Lauren. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Okay. So I'm
You're on
just-
speakerphone with everyone here, by the way.
Perfect. Nice to meet everyone. I'm Lauren.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. Yes, I'm going to take over for Steven. So where I know that I won't be able to see it until you feed it in, but so where is Keelan sitting in the chair now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay, Keelan. So I just want you. I'm not sure how much you guys have done already, but I kind of just want you to take me through what happened that night. Just give us a little walkthrough of what happened.
Yeah, so I was laying in bed right over here, and the three guys came into my room, turned on all my lights, and pointed the gun at me and told me to stand up. And I walked over here to this chair. All three of them were surrounding me at first, and one of them went into the closet. I found my Rolex box turned over, but he didn't find anything in there. I don't keep it there. And so I guess they were looking for valuables clearly. And then the other two guys keep asking me where the crypto is. And that's what really confused me. And I think the confusion actually helped me to think clearer somehow. So I told him I didn't know where that was. That was digital. I can't give that to you. And he said, hit her. And so I put up my fists because I knew they were about to hit me with something, and it was their guns as like clubs, pistol whipping. And they hit me 3 times. It made my hand started bleeding, my head started bleeding. And after the 3rd time, I thought, I'm going to die if I don't change this up, because they clearly want me alive to show them something. And I decided to pretend I know where crypto is. Like, oh, I remembered. And that's when I was leading them to my husband, because he was still on the phone with me.
Got it. And just tell me, how scared were you during this entire situation?
Lauren, real quick, do you mind muting your side whenever you're done with the question? We're just getting a little bit of your audio feeding in.
Yes, of course. Yes, Caitlin, just tell me, how scared were you during this entire situation?
I was terrified. That was like the scariest moment of my life, for sure. And I thought any second now they're going to pull the trigger, because the gun was literally at my forehead, like the side of my head, like right above my ear. And I'm very lucky that I'm here today, for sure. Like, I don't know if you believe in God, but I sure do, and I think he saved me, absolutely.
Of course. And then, just how thankful were you that Nick was on the other end of the phone and you could kind of communicate with him in a way, even though you couldn't directly speak with him?
Oh, I got very lucky they didn't hang up that call, because they took my phone looking for the crypto app, but they didn't notice the call, I guess. So a lot of very fortunate circumstances in a row, for sure, in the midst of this crisis.
Okay. So Jeremy, I obviously can't see it, but did Caitlin point out everything, like where she was sleeping, and obviously the chair and everything? Was that all done?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, and now I think if we can, before we head over to the other spot where Nick was, maybe we could just go to the dining room where they kind of led you through, and you can point out what happened there as well.
Yeah, so I ran out of my bedroom, and I was leading them all to the upstairs. I didn't have shoes on or anything. Luckily I was in pajamas, so I wasn't naked in front of them. But I was able to stabilize myself on the walls going down the stairs, and the blood actually is still there from my hand. I just brushed past it right there. See that? So we're going through the kitchen area, and I don't even remember this happening, but on the footage it does show them yanking back my hair, just like being in general, like, just evil, I guess. Even though I was showing them what they wanted, they're still being very hostile. And I went through the kitchen door. Both my dogs, very lucky that they didn't shoot my dogs, were on the patio. And these dogs are not guard dogs. We are these guards aren't guard dogs. They're the most friendly dogs in the world. But we are getting 2 guard dogs next week, actually, because of this incident. So I run out this gate, and my dogs are following me across the driveway. And I run all the way across as they're chasing me. This building's actually where Nick was. Nick, we went there.
We're just about to walk into the second structure.
Alright. When you guys are, before you do anything, just let me know when you're in there.
Okay. We are inside.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Caitlin, I do want you to tell us again, like what you saw when first walked in there. And then Nick, I would love if you could kind of go where you were standing and demonstrate what you did.
Yeah. So I didn't see him when I first walked in, and his lounge is up the stairs. And so I was running upstairs, and as soon as I turned the corner, I see him at the top of the stairs, and he has his bulletproof vest on and his gun out, and he told me to get down. And around this step is when I was like this against the wall, and then 3 bullets went past my head. My ears were ringing. After the shots, he told me to come up here, and he helped pull me out so I was bleeding. My hands. He said, "Don't hide." And I heard him every time.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, we're upstairs. We're turning the TV off.
Let me know when Nick is ready to go.
You ready to, Nick?
Yeah, we'll have to go back down because she's saying she hid in here after.
Yeah.
Like after I pulled her up, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I went to the balcony to hide in the corner, and that's like the last action of me until the police come. Yeah. So I guess things were down. We did like
I put that here. We can stage it however, but that's the. Yeah.
You can go back up, Nick. And
Oh, okay. So, cause I got all the way to the door before I realized they were kind of
Before he
heading.
starts,
Oh, sorry.
Nick, if you could just keep your description super tight, just so, because we're gonna edit it down, so if you can just
Sure,
keep,
sure.
Your description of it, yeah, quick and easy.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Cool. So just stand where I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we could start from.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, we are right by the stairs. You want to go ahead and start it up?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
So I turn the corner here, and that's when I see him in the doorway. He told me to get down. I was on the side of the wall like this. He's firing.
And then during that time, the lights were off, obviously, and so it was a little bit harder to see me. And so I told her to get down, and then all 3 of them round my line of sight at the same time. And then kind of like where Jeremy's standing now, like the first guy and then the other 2 behind him. And then, the front guy's the only guy I was focusing on. He starts to bring his gun across to bear, and then he yells something up at me, and then, I fire 2 shots. I remember firing 2 shots, but I think it was 3 if you look at the bullet holes. And basically, I knew instantly he at least was hit once because he kind of fell back, and his friends grabbed him. But I yelled something back also, and then they all just bolted. And at this point, I'm deciding whether to run down and give chase, but she's still huddled there. I'm not even sure if she kind of knew what the outcome was yet. And so I ran down here, and then I just grabbed her, and then I led her up the staircase, and then, I locked the door, and then I stood guard behind the door while she was hiding in the upstairs room. And so the idea was, from where I'm standing, this vantage point, I can't see anything really past this corner. And so they could be literally a few feet away still, because I shot 1 guy, but the other 2 are also armed. It turns out later the security camera footage showed that they instantly bolted, and they basically just didn't stop running at all. Yeah.
You can actually see the bullet holes exactly.
Yeah, I know you mentioned there's holes in the wall, so I'd love to get a shot of that too if we can.
This is the easy one because it's clearly a bullet hole. This is where you can tell a bullet hit something and then kind of fragmented. Yeah, because you see little metal transfers into the little, even this is just a metal transfer. Yeah.
We actually have the blood too from where the guy got shot. He was bleeding. We had a bunch of stuff on the staircase, so there was more, but they took those items for.
Yeah, they bled on some of the items that were along the staircase, and then the police asked, and we relented with them taking it as evidence for, I guess, DNA.
Yeah. And they went back the way they came, and they actually broke into a fence panel in the backyard. Now it's fixed, but we can show you like approximately where, I guess. And they hopped over like the chicken wire and through the broken fence panels to get in their getaway car. Their neighbors don't have a fence, which has always been annoying to us. But yes, very lucky though that we're okay.
Yeah, like, I credit her with actually saving both of our lives, because, like, her quick thinking, like, I don't know if you pulled me out of bed and started hitting me, if I would be able to formulate, you know, a usable plan. But, like, I was very surprised, and, you know, when I yelled duck, you know, you reacted. Like, she was very cogent throughout the whole thing, which, you know, I can't even say if I was.
This is boxing training, I'm sure. I don't think I'd be here if I hadn't done boxing. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for doing all this for us. Is there anything else that you want to show us before we see this back?
I mean, we can show you if you want, like, approximately, like, where they came in, because we have corresponding camera footage as well. But I will say, though, that an event like this really does bring you together, and you get your priorities back in order, away from, like, the materialistic grind of the world of what really matters. I think now we just want to travel. Like, before I did all the influencing myself, but I think now we're just going to try to live and, you know, do like travel vlogging and stuff together on YouTube, just as Nick and Kate instead of Amaranth, because after all that, I don't want to be alone anymore. It's scary out there. Mm-mm.
No, of course. I'm so sorry this happened to you guys, and I'm glad you're both okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to show us where they came in, feel free. If not, I think we would probably have it all. So whatever you guys want to share.
Dogs or something outside.
Sure.
Something. Around this area, they fixed the panels.
It's the ones with the fresh shade.
Are these?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those they reinforced too.
These 3 panels are the ones that they originally, like you said, sawed or something?
Yeah, and also, like, this parallel panel was removed, hence why they had to board it back in. But it was basically 3 panels, I guess, you know, right around here. I guess they cut one of them, and then they just hopped over eventually. Yeah.
And then from here they went to the, there's a garage right here, these sliding doors. And they were peeking around on the camera. We could see if there were the dogs there. I contacted the dogs. Bright idea of shattering a sliding glass door that was already open, and they had just tried sliding it open. It's locked, I guess. And we actually have camera footage of them stumbling over all of the kid cars. We have a niece and nephews that we keep the like kid electric vehicles for, like miniature Lambos and Cybertrucks, and they're just stumbling over it like something from Three Stooges. It's actually really funny in retrospect. But then that door just ends up on the patio with the dogs, and the dogs don't do anything, unfortunately. They're friendly. They just go in the house, and that's when they are leading to the house, so they come upstairs to my room. So yeah, and now we're in full circle again.
Yeah, I think we got it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for coming. No problem.
Sure thing.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Did you already send them the camera footage and pictures and stuff, or you can do it after?
I believe I uploaded some, but if we're clear to upload the rest, like I can do more.
Yeah.
Charlie had me upload whatever we gave. Like
Are you sending via email or what are you sending via?
they have it's some special app that they sent me Spaces, like
Okay.
Hightail.
Sure, like a
Yeah.
Dropbox thing for.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't ask for it.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Do?
Mike's.
Oh yeah.
Just do that for now. Okay.
I got that
Can I get through here?
I did. Yeah. The blood on the fence is finally washed off.
Yeah, they washed it off.
Oh, I
The
didn't
blood in
know.
the grass is still there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all dried and it doesn't. You'd have to really look at it to realize it's like blackened now. You know.
Well, it was there yesterday. I was able to show the
Yeah,
security,
yeah.
but
Yeah, it was like a pool and wet, basically. Yeah.
do you want us to get rid of the caution tape today?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. I know you took it from me. And then you went down, I guess, to turn off the stream.
Yeah, it's over there, but I was looking.
It's on the. Wait, but you know where the phone is?
Yeah, I've heard it on.
Huh. I mean, and you already looked around that area, I'm sure.
I tried to.